Anecdotally, a lot of marketers seem ill prepared for the demise of cookies. What sense do you get from your clients about the situation? And I guess the larger question is the marketing industry headed for a crash?
Yeah, I mentioned a little bit about this. It does feel like there's a different sense of urgency, from at least the conferences and conversations that I've had, even in the last, I'd say, 90 days. It feels like there's definitely some urgency. I mean, you finally did have Google turn on the 1%, so there's at least some tangible action happening, which I think is probably driving some of that urgency. I always do think it's a little bit ironic that, I mean, Safari turned off cookies, was it 2014, 2015? So we're really just talking about Google making a change, not cookies going away holistically. And so I don't think there's a crash coming. I do think there's a change, which I think is a good thing. For everyone, it's some
But
innovation,
but
and
how
I
disruptive is it going to? I'm sorry, Chris, but how disruptive is that going to be when you talk about change?
yeah, I mean, I think if you think about, Google, the majority of the revenue comes from ad dollars, right? And so it's in their best interest not to change if people aren't ready. And so I think that's where you're seeing right now some of the privacy sandbox and some of the back and forth that's happening, and I'd say somewhat the collaboration within the industry. They can't change if then it causes the ad dollars to go away. And so I think you're going to see some of that dynamic happening until people are ready to make those changes. And I think that's where it's going to probably take longer than is expected.
I'm sorry, that suggests
So
another delay.
yeah, yeah, and I think it will be a delay because I think it connected back to the revenue implications. They
Sure.
don't want to disrupt that piece, and so I think you're already starting to hear a little bit of it, but I do think it's maybe more inevitable that something's going to give and something's going to change because that process has started, which historically they hadn't turned on that clock yet. So the change is going to happen, and to me, it's just a matter of when and in what form.